What am I forgetting? I always forget something. What am I forgetting today? Guess we'll find out in a minute. What's going on? All right, here we go. There we go. And there's our fade. Beautiful. What is going on, everybody? How you doing? It is Tuesday, and my week has been, it's been a different kind of week. But you know what? I'll take it. So what is going on the farm? We've got, I did bring in all of our sunflower that we had in field 2.8 and 2.7. Hopefully, thankfully, next time we plant these, we won't have to deal with these proseed bugs. So the whole field will be planted. Same with field 2.5. We won't have this mess anymore. So these are harvested now. And I did get, I got lime and fert on field 2.8. I didn't get anything on field 2.7 yet. So I think we'll get the plow going in field 2.8 today. We'll try to get lime and fert on field 2.7. Field 120 is our clover field. That has lime and fert on it, so that's good. And then our grass fields, field, we can scroll down here, field 3.4, 3.5, and 3.6. These are our grass fields. We need to do something with these today. I think what we'll do is make, hay bales from one, silage bales from the other, or should we do, I don't know, we'll figure it out as we get down there. But I think we're going to do one of these as hay, one as silage, and then the other just as straight grass. The only thing about the grass, though, if we just do grass, is we have to dump it directly into the trough. And I think that says down at the bottom there, I think that's 95,000. I can't see it because the other text is like on top of it. Pontus, what's happening? How you doing? It's the bottom category for food, wet grass windrow. I think that says 95,000. And what that means is it'll take like another 95,000 because it's about halfway. So if we were to get 95,000 out of one of these fields, and I don't think that we would, field 3.4, 3.5, and 3.6, as long as we get less than 95,000 liters of grass, it'll go right in there. So that's the thing, is because we don't have any place to store it, we would want to get it to the cow straight away. But I think we can do that. So one grass, one hay, one silage for 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. So that's what's going on there. And the sunflower that we brought in, 26,850 liters so far. And then we've got a little bit more in the trailer here. I didn't sell it. It's not worth it. We'll save it for the pigs if we need it, because we'd only get, I don't know, 35,000 liters. We'd get 25 grand. Not even worth it to sell. Let's just keep it. And I did clean up. We had an IBC of herbicide here, and we had 2 seed pallets. One was here, one was over by field 2.9. I gathered those up, put them on the back wall, and I gathered up this herbicide and put it right there. Got everything cleaned up. Oh yeah, you're using Seasons? What do you think of it? I hear nothing but good things about this map. All right, and we go right there. Let's back this up a little bit, get unloaded, and turn this on. There we go. And we'll get this trailer parked up and then continue on our way. Now, it is supposed to be cloudy, but I don't see any rain on the forecast. So we'll need to, as we get into our grass work, I think what it would be smart to do is one field at a time, even though that may mean we have to make more trips back to pick up equipment. I would rather do that than, well, I guess with Seasons, it doesn't really matter. I don't think we'll lose any grass, but I don't know if you can mow when it's raining. Or maybe you can. I know you can't harvest, but maybe you can mow. I don't know. We'll find out as we go, but I do want to be careful. And I don't know, try to be realistic. I think in real life, especially if you're getting ready to make hay, you would not want to do that if it was cloudy. So maybe we'll focus on silage and grass to start with. And then once we know it's going to be sunny again, we can focus on the hay. Right. That goes right there. Drop that. We'll get this thing parked up. Yeah, sorry about the X-Plane stream yesterday. Love with Seasons, colors during autumn. Yeah, I can imagine. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm simplifying my gaming life, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. I think I may, you know what I mean? Ups and downs, kind of go through some cycles. Yeah, I think the colors and the lighting on this map they really are amazing. Oh, hey, and we got our second wool pallet started. Fantastic. What is wool selling for right now? Wool is selling for Scroll down, scroll down. Oh God. 500 per 1,000, I'm guessing, and these are 2,000 a piece, are they not? So 1,000 per pallet, that is, oh, that's rough. That's really rough. And if we go back here to the animals, I notice the cows are reproducing faster than the sheep. I don't know if that's true in real life. We've got twice as many cows as we do sheep, but is it 1-to-1? I don't know. I thought they all reproduced at different rates. I know the pigs with seasons, fried, what's happening? The pigs with seasons reproduce unbelievably fast. So unknown if it's the same way without seasons. Okay, so let's hop in the John Deere. Let's get started here. We'll hop in the John Deere. We'll go pick up our plow, because something that I noticed, and I think it may be because we started Maize Plus after we had our save game going, but field 27 to 28, we definitely hit these with the Culta plow. So they had the plow buff, but now they need plowing again. So we will plow them again, but I don't know how or why that happened. Unknown. So we'll just get this going. And I mean, it's 10%, but it's 10% for 3 seasons. You know, so it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And plus, it's just farming. Artie, what's happening? It's just farming. You know, I get so like tied up in knots about that. Sometimes redoing the same thing, or you know, doing something I don't want to do. Man, it's all farming. It's all just farming. You have to plow after sunflowers and corn. So is that true in base game now, or is that something that Maize Plus brings in? Either one is okay. I'm just curious. Get this hooked up. We're not really centered, are we? Why does that look so sideways? There we go. Get this all folded up and put away. Carefully. Beautiful. Here we go. Same base game? Right on. I feel like they've made some, I don't know, there's some things that are different about 19 base game since release day. Well, I mean, obviously there are. They fixed a lot of things, but I feel like they've tweaked the gameplay a little bit. All right. Hang on. You're gonna tell me how to say your name. I try to pronounce people's names exactly as they are supposed to be pronounced. Sound it out for me. New Case Steiger on the mod hub. I'll check it out. You know, that might work on this map. Let me, before we get too much further here, let me see what we've got for big equipment. Moment, please. If we go here to big tractors, I know we get some with the cotton DLC, so we've got these 400. I thought about getting a stealth, the MT800 stealth that we have. There's a T9 at 462. There's a quad track at 5 1/4. There's a 9. Okay, and then the rest of these are mods. We could go with one of these big... ooh, okay, and these are the Smetty mods. These are really well done. We could go with one of these big class as well. Okay, I will take a look and see if we can find New Holland. Is it the Smart Track? Is that their big tracked T9? See if we can find something really big to use on this map. But yeah, I'll check out that case as well. So very carefully, we'll make our way down here. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying this map. And I'm really enjoying 19. I didn't think I would ever say that, but I'm really enjoying 19. And I feel like seasons can be a little bit grindy and base game can be a little bit too sort of open-ended. I feel like I want to be right between the two. I want to feel like I'm being challenged and I have to like sort problems out, think things through, but not ever feel like I'm grinding. So Maize Plus, whoa, kind of quick through there. So Maize Plus, I think, is going to put us right into that kind of middle spot. I hope it does. All right. We'll go right in here. And I guess, you know what? Let's do what we did before. Let's just put this on a basic worker. And then we'll come in and clean the rest up manually. Come in and do the head ones manually. And I think it doesn't even matter whether it goes left or right. So we'll just get this going like due south. And then whichever direction it flips to, once it's done, we'll take it back and have it continue in the other direction. Siren. Okay. Very cool. Yep, I knew it was Irish, but I'm always curious about the pronunciation. Thanks for that. Is there a light bar on the John Deere? No, that is a nitrogen sensor that I added. It's non-functioning at the moment, but I'm curious if it can ever be integrated with precision farming to actually work as the sensor. All right, and I think, yep, let's let this do its work. There we go. Because that other sensor we bought, the mod sensor, does scan the fields the same way the soil sampler does, but you do it on the move instead of driving, taking a sample, driving and taking a sample. You can just continue rolling. And it does it so apparently someone has written a script for that. So I'm wondering if I can't transfer that script over to the tractor itself, and then my nitrogen sensor on the roof would essentially be doing what it does in real life, but for real. If I can make that happen, I don't know if I can or not, but would love it if I could. All right, so we will go, I guess we got to get in the JCB. It's the only thing big enough to run the mowers. And we'll head over and get started on field 3-6. 3-6. Somehow I guessed right. What is the name of the diff lock mod in the corner under the speed? That is Vehicle Control Add-on, VCA. Oh, no worries, Fried. The stream yesterday was about 3 minutes long. It was a bit of a disaster. Did not go well. I started in X-Plane, and one of the first things on the checklist for the MD-80 is confirm that the parking brake is applied. Normally, I just visually confirm that it is applied, but for some reason, I decided to release it and then reapply it. So the button itself moved. It popped up to release it, and then when I pushed it back down, it went into the down position. But later, I found out I could not load fuel, and I could not load passengers. And the only reason I could think that that would be is that the parking brake was not applied. So I didn't know if that was an accurate depiction of the MD-80 in a study grade model, or if it was just bugged out and I would need to reset Flight Sim, like restart Flight Sim. But I don't know. Flight Sim, X-Plane, none of them really do well as far as views, and I didn't want to like subject everybody to that. I didn't want to, whoop, wrong way. There we go. I didn't want to subject everybody to watching me sort of flail around and try to figure it out. Yeah, that's sort of exactly what happened. But I did find out that that is accurate. So in the MD-80 in real life, the parking brake it's a hydraulic lock. When it is on, it's maintaining pressure in the system. You can release it when the system is unpressurized. It drains the pressure out of the lock. Stan, what's happening? It drains the pressure from the lock, the pads retract, and the brake is off. But you can't reapply it until there's pressure in the system. And because the engines weren't started, I had the APU on, so I could make hydraulic pressure, but I would have had to like route it differently. And it was just, yeah. So that is accurate. Lesson learned. I feel like every time I'm in X-Plane, I learned something. And I have had on Iveo now, I have had 2 perfect flights. I flew Brussels to Vienna, had a perfect flight with full control the whole way, full air traffic control. And I flew Innsbruck, which is a fun departure. I flew Innsbruck to Rome today. also with ATC, no problem. So I feel like I am getting it, but it is, I don't know. I think X-Plane and racing are probably the two riskiest sims for me to live stream. The highest probability of something going terribly wrong. And I know there are some streamers that, you know, if the audience is big enough and if everybody's laid back enough and having a laugh, problems like that, it's like no big deal. We'll figure this out together. But I know because my channel is smaller, I don't know, I guess kind of self-conscious about things really going wrong. So, yeah, figured it'd be better to just step away from that one. But we will try it again at some point. All right, so this is our biggest field. I would say let us make silage from this field because silage is the most expensive bale to buy if we were to run out. So let's make our big field silage. And that way, if we ever did have to buy hay bales or something, we would be buying something that's less expensive. Does that make sense? I think I said that right. All right, so we got everything set here. Here we go. And we are swathing because we're just going to pick these up with the baler. Man, these mowers, to be able to save a step like that is, I don't know. It's going to save us a lot of time to not have to come out here with a rake. And so we'll do this on our biggest field as well. Yeah, fried, exactly. I mean, I've seen it work. And every stream is different. It really is. Every streamer is different. Are we going to be able to make it up here? Yes, maybe. Oh, that's a big hill. That is a mighty hill. Yep, I agree with you completely. There are streams where it works really, really well, and I've seen other streams where I feel like myself and everybody else in chat is just cringing. It's really different for every streamer. How did I attach a PS controller to PC? I just plugged it in, straight into the USB. No issues at all. It recognizes it as a Windows device. Now it is so the Razer. It's the Razer Wolverine Ultimate. I believe it is designated as an Xbox device, so that might make recognizing it in Windows 10 a little quicker. But as far as I know, just plug it in. Yeah, yeah, I feel it, Fried. It takes me. I mean, I've done a couple aircraft on X-Plane that I didn't know that well, and I was sort of finding things in real time. So I think it can work, but that doesn't mean that it always will work. You know, I want to be really careful with it. I'm still learning how to stream through the charger to USB. It's not wireless. It's a wired controller. So it would only, there's no charging port, it's just a USB. I had wireless. I went back to wired. I missed the really solid rumble from the motors, and I also was having a lot of connection problems. I had a SteelSeries that just did not want to stay connected. Yeah, if you're wireless, I imagine that would be the way to do it. I think most wireless controllers do have the option to go wired via the charging port. But yeah, if nothing else, take a look on Reddit or see if there's anything in the manual. All right, so we want to lift these. Don't drift backwards. Let's make a little bit more room up here. In fact, you know what we could do? Hang on. Let's try to be solid, responsible farmers. So we'll drop this one, and then as we come across here, we'll drop this one. There we are. So let's do this. Let's hop in the Kloss, our little Kloss, because the little Kloss is powerful enough to run the baler, as long as we don't go straight up the fall line. Let's go hop in the little Kloss, grab the baler, bring it up here, and gather up this row on the outside, make a little bit of room so we can turn. When in game, if it was anywhere, it would be before you start your save game. So it's in the the front menu, the initial menu, and then I believe it's under options, or you can set like your sensitivities and stuff. So we'll lift that, and then we will lift that. Turn those off and fold. Turn that off and fold. Yeah, if you've just got one plugged in, Siren, it should recognize that one and everything will be fine. If you've got multiple devices, you can go in and configure them. And I'm going to leave the fast track running because it's been working hard. And I try to be kind to the equipment. Man, I don't... I've been getting a little bit of chug. Yep, that's true as well. You can use the Steam settings overwrite. I've been getting a little bit of chug on all my games today. I don't know if that's a driver's thing. Drivers haven't updated lately. I don't know. Maybe I got a Windows update pending or something. Oh, sigh. Oh, and this bale back here, this is my CCM bale that I bought. I didn't know what CCM was, so I bought it and tried to give it to the cows. It wouldn't take it, but that is the corncob mix? Corncob maize? It's pig food, so the cows won't take it. Hop over that. And I think, where's the Kloss? Is it just where we park all our tractors? There it is. Corncob mix. There you go. Yeah, can't feed it to cows. And we're also starting to get, we've got, I wouldn't say a lot of slurry. We don't even have enough to fill one tank for an application, but we are starting to get slurry and hard manure. So as we continue on, we will have to get spreaders for those. I think you can sell manure on this map. So maybe we'll pick one, because I don't think we have the manure mod running. Well, we've got the manure hose mod running, but we don't have the... There's another mod that if you apply hard manure and then cut it in either via a cultivator or a plow, you get a double buff. We don't have that running right now, so I think we may sell our hard manure and just use slurry. Got hit with a cyber attack. So the company got hacked, or people with Cyberpunk installed and Cyberpunk accounts got hacked? Stingray, what's happening? With seasons, you can't get both solid manure and liquid. You have to choose. I don't know what you mean. I'm curious, though. I didn't know that was the thing in seasons now. Or that it always was, and I just didn't select that particular option. Or do you mean as far as adding straw to get solid manure, or no straw and you get liquid manure? Bunch of private information stolen from employees. Oh, you know, that sucks. Even well, I can't even say that I'm like mad at them or unhappy with them, because I didn't buy Cyberpunk. I heard about some of the problems, but I didn't buy it, so I personally wasn't impacted by that. So I don't have any feelings about the company either way, but that sucks when that happens to any company. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, when you said decide, I thought there was like a tick box or something. You just mean depending on how you set up the barns, that determines what will be produced. Yep. All right, see you in a bit. I feel like this cow is coming at us. You want a piece of me, bro? All right, so we'll get this headland picked up around the outside. We got two now. We get these two headlands picked up, give us a little bit of room to work. And then when we get to the end of our lengths, we can just make a 180-degree turn with the mowers. We won't be driving over our row. And I think I want to go clockwise, so we don't have to go up the fall line. Because if we go straight in here, then we'll be heading straight up the fall line at the edge of the field. So we want to unfold. All right. Turn on. Lower. And I think this is like maximum yield for this field. Because the fertilizer was right. The lime was right. We didn't plow it because it's a grass field. And we did weed it. Yeah, I think this is the most grass we can get out of this field. I'm curious to see how many bales we get. A lot, I think. Safe to assume we're going to get a lot of bales. And we still have silage bales. As many as we gave to the cows to get their food up out of the red, we still have plenty of silage bales. So we're going to have to figure out what to do with our next grass harvest. I mean, maybe we don't own the... We don't own the BGA. When I get to the end of this headland here, let's see what the BGA is. I know some maps it's like 700 grand. I've seen others where it's like 50,000. So let's see what the BGA is. If we can afford it, maybe at some point we start making silage in the pit, take it down to the BGA to sell it. The other thing we can do is just sell these silage bales at the barn. That's a possibility. And then the other thing is, I haven't found the placeable area on this map. I haven't found a big flat placeable area. But if I can find one, we've got the modular BGA. Deleted all your mods. Downloaded only a couple mods from the mod hub. Fried, I'm beginning to suspect that you are a person who does things very, you take it to the extreme. Like you have 1,000 mods, and then you have 0 mods. I did the same thing, and in fact, when I uninstalled a year ago, when I uninstalled 19 a year ago, I did delete all my mods, and the only ones that I kept were some of the edits. So the JCB with the light bars on it, the LED lights that I added to the 4D modding trailers, that sort of thing. But other than that, I deleted all my mods. When I reinstalled for Purbeck Valley, I just went through the mod hub and brought in the most popular and the most used. And even that, I have to say, wasn't perfect because we ended up with Proceed, and I was never really able to get Proceed working. Disappointing because I really do like the tram lines, but what can you do? You know, you gotta make a trade-off at some point. It's a nice effect. It's just not worth the hassle. A couple of months, you'll be back to 1,000. Potentially. I think I've broken the habit. I know it's a different sim, different title, different franchise, but I feel like getting away from pro mods for me was like, that was how I began detox. Going cold turkey was to move away from pro mods because it had been such a part of my sim truck experience since I got into gaming, since I got back into gaming 3 years ago, not 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. That was sort of what I came back into, was truck sim. And I always played with pro mods. I never thought I would play without it, but the map is big enough now. I think the map is big enough that you don't need it. And even moving to the 1.40 beta, I pulled out even more mods. So right now, all I'm really running is, I just have my skins. And I think I'd like to run the Sissel trailer pack to have that variety of companies in game. But other than that, I mean, maybe just a couple light packs. If they get patched up, and they may not with this new lighting system, if the modder is not able to sort it out, we may not get those light packs in 1.40. And if that's the case, that's just fewer mods to run, you know, less to have to deal with, less to have to sort out. Okay, so we're going to go right here. Yeah, I agreed, Fred. I think it's a different way to play. And in the same way that when I started in Farm Sim years ago, I wanted like the biggest, gnarliest equipment that I could possibly find. And now I find myself really enjoying like 150 to 200 horsepower kit. Okay, so we need to find, if anybody knows where it is, please do let me know. Where's the placeable area on this map? I haven't been able to find it. I mean, there's this. In fact, we can just go here now. Let's teleport a little bit. We can go here. This is straw harvest, or this is just empty? Yeah, so on the map, it looks like this is all empty, but there are structures here, right? So if we go here, is this a placeable area? Yeah, exactly, Ernie. Yep, same thing. On the map, it looks like this is all empty, but it does have buildings there. All right. The Nitsley stores. I think this is going to be the same. Yep, buildings here. Maybe this looks like a shed right down here. So if we go here. Yep. Buildings there. Okay. Continuing. Pig farm. Doesn't look like any placeable area there. I don't think it would be in town. That's the castle. There. Yeah, I haven't been able to find a big placeable area. Now what we could do, and it's always scary to do this, but what we could do is buy some land and smooth it out and place stuff on our own. Like we could put a modular BGA on our own property. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, hang on. The John Deere is done. Beautiful. Don't think there's a placeable area. I haven't been able to find one. I don't think there is one either. So what we can do is get this started. What we can do is try to see if we can find a flat area on the farm and just make our own. And that's a little bit scary. There were, let me see, was it a Holzer map? I think it was. Holzer map, which I think was the first 19 series that I did a minute ago. There was a great big flat area by the main farm. Get to work. There you go. There was a great big flat area, and we essentially like built an energy company. Well, that's different. It's not turning our lime under. All right. Clear the farm of clutter, making room. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll have to do it that way. And I think, yep, we don't have to teleport. We can just run down here and hop in. I mean, the lower part of this field is pretty flat, right? Like flat enough that it makes you wonder if we're not meant to maybe put some stuff here. Tempting. We could do it. We don't have the money to do it right now. Oh, that's the other thing. We wanted to see what the price of the BGA is. We have to find it first. Oh, yeah. I'm with you, Fried. I always save to... where's the BGA? I always save to my desktop. There it is right there. I don't even... Oh, okay. Never mind. We already own it. We already own the BGA. Okay. Fantastic. We can start making silage in the pit straight away. We don't even need to wait. Okay. Well, there you have it. Yep, I saved my save game. I know there are multiple save games in the My Docs folder, My Games. but I still save. I manually save a copy to my desktop just so there's no possibility of it being lost or overwritten or anything. I have learned my lesson with the placeable system in this game. It's better, but it's still just feels a little bit risky. Now, in fairness, I think the way that they had to design that to be console capable, they had to design a placeable system that only required the gamepad. And I think that's why it's a little bit wonky. Is that there's no other way to be able to do that and have it work if you don't have mouse and keyboard and, you know, various other things. Oh, no, Ernie, I did not. It is on my list, but I have not had a chance to look at it yet. I mean, I just saw that we don't have to build our own modular BGA, but as I was looking, I mean, the lower part of this field really is just absolutely pool table flat. If we did want to build somewhere, this would be as good a place as any to build something. We don't really need to build anything, though. But, I mean, that's no reason not to build stuff just because we don't need it. Let's do this, because we're not running seasons, and these silage bales become silage immediately. Once we're done with these headlands, let's drop the baler, go grab our trailer, pick these bales up, take them to the barn, and sell them, see what we can get for them. Because we're on 16 grand. We could use a little bit of money. A coin wouldn't hurt. We do have milk that we can sell daily now, and we got a little bit of wool. I think at the moment we have about 1,500 pounds worth of wool, 1,500 euro, and that's really not even worth selling. It's not worth making a trip to the sell point for that. So we'll wait on that a little bit. But the milk sale we can do daily through the Lely mod that Oxy included. All right, so there's that one. Lift that. Let's get this backed up. Carefully. Come on. There you go. Beautiful. All right, so we'll have a little bit of room to work now. Let's do this. Let's take a look and see what the price for silage is before we start selling it, because it might not even be worth it. And again, these are, if we had to buy silage for the cows, or if we had to buy food for the cows, I guess this is the most expensive food that we would have to buy for them, so it may make sense to just put these up, and it would be that much less that we would ever need to risk having to buy in the future. All right, let's see if that works better. We're on hard pricing right now, and it definitely feels pretty restrictive. All right, so pull this right up over here in the corner. Lift that. Drop that. There we are. Fold that. How do we do on bales? What's with the stray over there? It's interesting. Is that one hay bale? All right, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. Yeah, about 20 bales. Okay. I wanted to look and see what these are selling for at the barn. And I know a lot of maps you can drop silage bales directly into the hopper, the BGA. But I don't know if there's any difference in price between the barn and the BGA. Let's take a look here. And, you know, yeah, slide that over to be a little easier on the eyes. So we want to go... So it's got a different name now. It's WCS fermented? Is that right? Grass fermented. Clover fermented. There's so many more crop types. That's crazy. All right, let's go back here. Have I got the hider mod? I do not have the hider mod. First I've heard of it. WCS is whole crop silage. Thank you. Okay, so this is not... Yep, it uses the silage icon, but that's not what it is. Okay, so it would be wet grass windrow. It would be grass fermented, and we really can't get a lot for it. We can get about 500 per bale, so 20 bales would be 10 grand. I mean, is that the best price? 132 would be 520. Yeah, price is really not very good. I say we just bank it like we did with the sunflower seeds. Let's just bank it and save it for food. It's really not worth selling for that price. I came across a video of a YouTuber comparison of 15, 17, and 19. Giants have been gearing more toward console past couple seasons. Yeah. Past couple releases. Yeah, I agree. I think they have. And it's I don't know. I mean, it's inconvenient to me personally, so I'm tempted to sort of be down on that. But I can understand why they're doing it. And we've talked about this before in stream. I feel like if they made a game that catered to a very small minority of players, those people would definitely buy it, but nobody else would, and then the company would go out of business, and now there'd be no farm sim. So I get it. You know, I'd rather have 19 than nothing. And we still have 17. We'll always have 17. But you know what I mean. And actually, I can't even say that anymore, because I've kind of come around to 19. And if this is the compromise that they can find, like what we're playing right now, 19 as it is in 2021, if this is their compromise between making a game for console players, casual console players, and more serious PC-style players, more realistic players, if this is the compromise they came up with, I don't hate it. You know, I think it's a nice balance. And if anything, I guess I'm starting to feel like some of the realism mods that I've always kind of insisted on playing with, from a certain angle, they don't necessarily make the game more fun. You know, they just make it a little bit more grindy. And it could be that I've evolved as a gamer since I started playing Farm Sim. But I feel like X-Plane and iRacing are my grindy games. You know, and I guess I want Truck Sim and Farm Sim to be sort of fun again. And hopping onto Western Shore 2.0, as much as I love that map, and I certainly don't question the quality of the map. I think it's one of the best farm sim maps ever made. I don't question the quality of it, but when you play it with seasons, it is a bit grindy, you know, versus what we're doing now that is so much more fun. But I don't feel like we're just playing completely unrealistically. Because to me, that's not really fun either. So this seems like I have to say, almost a perfect compromise. Maze Plus may be exactly the sort of mod that I needed, that is right between base game and seasons. I've only got a few hours in it so far, but it's starting to feel that way. Yeah, you're right, Fried. And you know, the thing that I think we need to be honest with ourselves about is none of these games are really super realistic, and we sort of don't want them to be. You know, we talk about realism. Operating position is here. We talk about them being realistic. We say we want realism, but I don't know. I think we want feelism. You know, I think we want it to seem realistic, but we don't necessarily want it to be realistic. I mean, train sim, right? I don't want to sit at a red signal for 3.5 hours. Certainly happens in real life. You know, in X-Plane, I don't want to be taxiing to the runway and be told to go back to the gate because a cranky passenger needs to be taken off by the police. That, right? That's realistic, but that's not fun. So for me, I think a game just needs to feel realistic. And if you want to call me a LARPer or say that I'm a casual or I don't have the skills to play realistically, you can say that. It's not going to bother me at all. But I forget sometimes that this is supposed to be fun. Right down here. I'm going to stay away from that hay bale so we don't end up with it kind of mixed in. And I guess what we could do if we needed to, I guess we could grab the telehandler and come up and just grab it manually. So grab that one. There's 2 more of those. Okay, so these 2 on this side will fill the trailer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 6 hours or 2 days. And I think we can flip this around. All right, and I think it's a good place. It's between the barn and the road, I guess. I think it's a good place to drop these. It's convenient to the cows. Yeah, exactly. I think somebody in chat was telling me there is an option to play 90-day seasons. In seasons, you can play a full 365-day year. That is next level. And I mean, ultimately, everybody decides for themselves what their level of enjoyment is, what their type of gaming is, and I think they're all great. Some of them fascinate me, right? Obviously not for me. So we want unload bales, so that's left button Y, and then we do this. There we do. All right, so we'll line this up a little better. Try to get it right along the fence. There are some play styles that I personally would never enjoy myself, but they are very impressive to watch and fascinating, but, you know, a little bit over the top. Yeah, we'll pull these up a little bit because I think we're going to have probably 60 bales out of this field. Style Esteban, how you doing? Welcome. So if we drop these right here, doink. All right. I'll take the trailer back over to the field and then drop it there. We'll hop back on the mower and then we'll hop back on the rake. See if we can get this done. And we'll keep an eye on the John Deere as well. Oh, don't back into the hedge. There we go. And I don't think we need to start seeding. Is it 2.8? The big field across the highway that the John Deere is working in right now, I don't think we need to try to seed that straight away. So if the John Deere, they're still working, but when they quit, if they're not done, whatever, we'll just kind of let them do their thing. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's got their own take on gaming. I know when it takes me 40 minutes to start an aircraft and push back off the blocks, I know that can seem a little bit crazy. You know, for people that just want to start with the engines running at 10,000 feet, third person, with the flight instruments up on screen, the idea of spending that long to just get the engine started it's a little bit mental, but I really do enjoy it. And if you're not into that, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. That's the thing, is there is no right or wrong. It's completely subjective. So to see people get so fired up, this is the way you have to play, this is the way you have to play. Man, play however you want. Enjoy yourself. Life's too short. All right, and I think... Oh, hang on, we can do one more thing. We can do... is it this one? No, not that one. Swath, we want... Not that. If we want... that. We want that. Is it that? There we go. All-wheel steering. That's all I wanted. All-wheel steering now. I think we'll be able to make these 180-degree turns at the end of the rows here. Big fields. Yeah, I mean, there's an ASMR component to it. There's an OCD angle to it. I mean, it is definitely, like, for me in Flight Sim, it is so satisfying to have 2 hours of simming come down to the last 90 seconds. Because it's, the way it works for me is if the landing isn't perfect, the whole flight is wasted. So there's a tension building. As you get further and further into the session, there's a tension building as far as, like, whether or not the landing is going to be perfect. And when it is so satisfying. Courseplay is your friend? Yeah. Courseplay, I don't know. Courseplay is like my frenemy. It can work for me. It has worked for me, but it has definitely let me down a few times. Yeah, that's exactly it. And, Fried, I think there are different ways to have a good time. And something like iRacing is, how do I want to say this? I've never felt my heart pound like it does in any other game, like it does when I'm in iRacing. It's amazing. And I've never won a race. I've never even finished on the podium. I think my best is like top 5. But when you get down to the last couple laps of a race, my heart is just absolutely pounding. It's not what you would typically think of as fun, but it's so satisfying, and that is its own type of fun. Yeah, I agree with you, Fried. It's I think for people that are not into gaming to understand that this is like Netflix, this is like reading a book, I mean, I know adults that are still into the Harry Potter books, right? And they don't hide it, they're not ashamed of it, but when they get done with the whole series, they start again with the first one. They just love reading those books. They've been reading them since they were a kid, and that's their thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like everybody's got their, I don't want to say like coping mechanisms, that kind of overstates it, but we've all got different ways we like to entertain ourselves. And gaming is not, it's not strictly mindless entertainment. It's, I think in a lot of ways it can be therapeutic, it can be meditative, it can be calming, it can be educational. There's really a lot going on. Jaden, Fried got, I threw him on mod status because he had typed something in and Nightbot didn't like it. But he's been here long enough. I know him and I trust him, so I went ahead and made him a mod. But honestly, between me and you, it's really not that big a deal. Being a mod is not, who cares? It's not a big deal. Siren, welcome back. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. I've heard more than a few people say that mowing is like It's just the best thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. And I think this is a nice sort of compromise rig to have. It's not as big and ridiculous as the Big M, but it's certainly a lot more productive than like that single trailed mower that we still have. I kept it for small fields, but then I look at this field that we're in, and this is a small field, and we're still needing these big butterfly mowers to get through it quickly. So I don't know. Farm Sim is one of those games that it seems simple, it seems silly, and then you see all the different ways that people play it and how interpretive it is. Sound it out. Use your words. How interpretive it is, and all the different ways there are to play it. Gaming in 2021 is amazing to me. I'm so glad I got back into this. I really do love it. All right, and I think... Oh, nice. We get that little bit that I missed right there. All right, this is perfect. So we will... Let's take the JCB over to one of our other grass fields. How can you unblock Nightbot? You can't unblock Nightbot. Nightbot is all powerful. Nightbot is Thanos, man. Nightbot is inevitable. All right, so we'll lift those, turn them off, fold them up. And we'll take this over to one of our other grass fields and just park it up over there. And then come back here and get back to it with the Kloss. And I think just a few minutes ago when I looked over there, I did see the John Deere is still working away. So hopefully it'll get a big chunk done in that field. Right, so this next one, we did one silage. So this next one here, maybe this will be our grass field, and we can just take this directly over to the cow trough. All right, so we'll leave our swather in place for this one. All right, don't hit the gate. There we go. I think it is as well, Fried. I'm so glad I started doing this. I sort of regret that I didn't start doing it sooner. Wow, there's a lot of chug right through there. I've got the season pass, Stingray, so I can't say whether or not it was really worth it. I mean, when I factor in the cost of all the DLC divided by 30 bucks, I would say yeah, but I don't know. I really don't like potatoes, and I don't plan on ever using it again. I'm glad I streamed it. I'm glad I got it for the channel, but as far as, you know, do I know Geometry Dash? I do not. Not familiar with that. I wish I would have started live streaming sooner, but it's one of those things that you need to, you know, you got to see long time. You got to see time as sort of an a la carte experience. You don't really get to pick and choose. And things worked out the way they worked out. Whoa. As far as timing, I wish I would have started live streaming sooner, but I mean, I still don't really know what I'm doing. So maybe if I had started sooner, it would not have been the best thing. All right, so we'll turn that on. We'll drop that, and we'll row this up as quickly as we can. I'm sorry, row this up, bale this up. Yeah, Pontus, you're absolutely right. The season pass is well worth it, particularly because it's not... I don't think they're making it an annual thing. I don't think you need to rebuy the season pass every year. I think if you have the season pass, it's good for the life of the franchise. I think. I hope. So in that way, you know, when they get to a dozen or 15 DLC, you're talking about $1 or $2 a piece you paid for those, which is well worth it. Used to wash 90 tons of spuds a day. God, that's industrial numbers amaze me. Like the volume of things that happen in industry. Interaction with the viewers. Yeah, Fried, honestly, I'll tell you, when I do a stream and nobody shows up, it is... I just want to stop streaming. The only thing that makes this fun is you all being here. Which is, I'm not like putting any pressure on you. I don't mean it like that. And we are going to grind up this hill, by the way. Whatever it takes. There we go. Lock in some four-wheel drive. But if there's nobody there, it's just, I'm just playing a video game and talking to a can, you know? And what fun is that? So I think the thing that is the most fun about this, and the reason I wish I would have started doing it a lot earlier, is this reminds me of lean back gaming on the couch with your buddies, drinking a beer, passing the controller around. And not just because of COVID, but I guess just because of 2021, and we're all a little bit older, and you know, it's not college anymore. We don't really get to do that. People are busy, they have kids, they work late. So I feel like live stream is the next best way for us to all get together, hang out, clown a bit, drink a beer, and play video games. And that is completely different than recording and posting videos. Recording and posting videos is a very solitary experience, but live stream is very much a community experience. And I think as games get more and more interactive, and there's more and more MP, it's just going to continue to grow. Uh-oh. It's all kicking off in my neighborhood. Yep, I'm definitely moving to Twitch. I've already committed to it. I've done some test streams, private test streams. Not, I mean, like entirely private. I didn't send out the invite at all. Not like you weren't invited. I didn't mean it like that. But I have done some private streams and confirmed that everything works. I just want to get to 1,000 on YouTube, and then we're going to start splitting the effort between YouTube and Twitch. And honestly, once I go to Twitch, I don't know if I'm really going to commit a lot of effort to YouTube. I hope y'all can follow me to Twitch, but I don't know. I feel like Twitch is just such a better platform for gaming, but I'm so close to 1,000. Oh, don't worry, Siren. It's called VCA, or Vehicle Control Add-on. How can you do a live stream on a mobile phone? I think there are some apps for it. It depends where you want to live stream. I think like Periscope and some of the others, there are native apps. And for other things, I think you need to essentially cast, but instead of casting to a TV, you're casting to a broadcast app, and then that broadcast app integrates with either Twitch or YouTube or whoever. You don't have Twitch? I don't think Twitch is over 18. It may be. I don't think it is. But, I mean, it's easy enough to get a Twitch account. There you go. Yep, thank you, Fried. It's not over 18. There you go. It's easy enough to create a Twitch account, Jaden. I mean, don't feel like you need to do it just because I'm going to Twitch, but if you did want to get a Twitch account, it sounds like you can do that no problem. We'll do a bail count. Take a look in the menu when we're done here, but I think we're going to get, 60 bales, because we've still got 4 lengths. Yep, that would be fantastic. But then we've got to, next time we mow, at least this big grass field, next time we mow this big grass field, we'll have to put it in the pit. And we do have a loading wagon. We don't have a forager at the moment, but we do have a loading wagon, so we can put it up easily enough. And then, well, I mean, I guess there's 2 ways we could do it, because we've got a telehandler. So we could scoop it up with the loading wagon and take it directly to the BGA, dump it in their pit, and then drive the telehandler down there, put it on course play, right? And have it unload directly into the hopper. Yeah, I think that'd be easier than putting it in our pit, then transferring it to a trailer, because we'd have to do that manually. Yeah, I think so too, Fried. I think it's a much more creator-friendly channel. YouTube, when you see the terms, when you see the creator notices that I get, it is completely one-sided. Love the tractor. Which tractor is that? And my favorite telehandler at the moment is that Kloss Stingray from the Platinum DLC. I think that's really well done. I'm really impressed with the equipment in 19. I don't know if they've really changed it dramatically since release date, but it just seems really well modeled, nicely detailed, good frame rate. Oh, Global Company. I made a mistake with Global Company. It's nobody's fault but mine. But I made a mistake with Global Company, and I overbuilt, and I ended up just driving all around the map trying to create and extract deliverables to take to other Global Company buildings, and I burned myself out on it. There is, supposedly in 19, there is like a base game sticky bale sort of adjustment that they've made. They're supposed to roll less than they did. I know on release date for 19 and 17 as well for that matter, the bales, it was like they were made of plastic or something. They would just start rolling and roll forever. But I feel like even on Purbeck without a bale mod, they were kind of sticky on those big hills. I think they've, I don't know, made a way for them to have like a flat spot on the bottom so they don't just keep rolling. Do you have the Grima potato pack? Are you asking me, Mateo? Oh, trying to read the chat. I missed part of my row there. Hang on. I do. I got it with Season Pass. It downloaded for me automatically. Yeah, and this is this is a relatively small field. Something that I'm noticing about having seasons turned off, I feel like the fields are a lot more productive, but the prices are really, really low. We can get a few £100 a piece for these bales, and that's really it's really not a lot. So we're just going to keep them. We're going to bank them and use them as cattle food rather than trying to sell them. Do I like American Truck Sim? I really, really do. Both the truck sims. It's hard to say. It's like, who's your favorite kid? You know, they're both they're different, and I think there are some performance differences. ETS seems a lot smoother than ATS at the moment, and it probably has a little bit more in terms of roads and the size of the map. But I think they're both amazing. I love them. Can I play one day? Yeah, I try to stream ATS and ETS, each of them I try to stream one per week. So every week I try to do at least one ATS and one ETS. But yeah, we just did the 1.40 beta patch. We did an ETS and an ATS for both of those. Yep, absolutely. That is a part of the channel. It has been from early days. I love Truck Sim. All right, so we'll lift this up and turn it off and fold it. And are we done baling? No, because we need to make hay bales. Whoa. I've got camera collision disable turned off at the moment. I'm trying to find the source of that bouncing camera problem that I've had. So I've got that turned off at the moment, and I'm really not used to the camera bouncing around like that because of the camera collision. I've had it turned off for like, I don't know, 4 years. When will I do it? Because I have school. Let me see. I need to do an X-Plane makeup video. I need to do that trip from Brussels to Vienna. But we could do, let me see, I think we did ATS most recently. So we could do ETS, I don't know, tomorrow? What do we want here? Transport. Operate. There we go. We could do ETS tomorrow. Tomorrow it would be 1 p.m. my time, which I believe is like 6 p.m. EU. So yeah, we could do some Truck Sim tomorrow. If we get some momentum here, if we get a run at it, can we get up this hill? Oh, just barely. Beautiful. Yep, I got all the trucks skinned. I got the Volvo skinned, both the 2-axle and the 4-axle. And it was the last skin that I had to do. 205. 205 for me as well. So it sounds like you and I are on the same time zone. 210, actually. So we want, trying to avoid that hay bale right there. Yeah, the Volvo was the last skin that I had to convert over to the new brand, and I think I was just a little bit sick of it because I went a little bit crazy. That new colorway that I came up with, it's got a green and a blue, like a pale green and a dark blue, but it's also got like a red highlight color, and I used more of it on the Volvo than I've used on any of the other trucks. On the other trucks, it's like, it's barely there at all, and on the Volvo, it's really front and center. So we'll see. But yeah, all the trucks are skinned. They're all converted over. All the aircraft are skinned, converted over. Same time zone? Yep. So 1 o'clock tomorrow, we'll do some ETS. And then, let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. So we'll do truck tomorrow. We'll do X-Plane on Thursday, and then we'll be back on the farm on Friday. Okay, let's do that. Adam's Farm Life, what's happening? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Where am I from? I was born in Pittsburgh, but I left Pittsburgh when I was 17. I escaped, and since then I've lived all over the world. All right, so we'll put this right here. I think when we're bringing the telehandler down, oh, you know what? We won't need to do that. I was thinking we could bring the telehandler down to slide these right over here. And then like so. I was thinking we could bring the telehandler down to pick up that one stray hay bale, but we're going to make other hay bales from one of those grass fields, so we'll just pick those up with the trailer. Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm doing great. I always start at 1 p.m., Mateo. It's just I don't know, a consistency that I try to maintain. So, but I try to go 2 or 3 hours. So you might miss the beginning, but you won't miss it all. Am I on Xbox? No, I'm on PC. So let's get, I guess we'll grab these others. How do we want to do this? Let's just grab these others right now. We'll drop these as well, and then we'll take a look and see how the John Deere is doing. What? Hang on. I feel like there's an extra step I keep missing. Do I have sheep? I do have sheep. I've got 25 sheep right now. And they, I have to say, are not making a ton of wool. They've got a ton of food. We spent money to buy them. We spent money to get them fed, and they are not making a lot of wool. I'm hoping that picks up a little bit. Yep, we're going to leave that one lonely hay bale right there. I'm also, I don't think there's a way that you can swap out the wrapper that you've got in your baler. Hang on for just a second, I gotta have some coffee. I don't think there's a way you can swap out the wrapper. I mean, I guess you can take it to, you can do maintenance on it, But I'm wondering if we don't want a different color wrap depending on what's in the bales. Because right now they're all white. And I'm just wondering how we'll tell the difference between Clover silage and grass silage. Not sure what PC to get. I mean, the best way to do it, I use HP Omen systems, but that is not necessarily the best way to do it. I have a loyalty to them. I like the warranty, and they've always taken care of me, but that's one person's experience. Most people will tell you the best thing to do is build your own. You get a way better value, and you only have to pay for exactly what you want. So if you want like a super fast graphics card and tons of RAM and no storage, you can build it exactly that way. So where am I going? We need to go back. We need to go back the other way. So that's the most economical way to do it, and you also get exactly what you want. And building a PC, if you've got like basic technical proficiency, it's fairly easy to build a PC. And a lot of it, I mean, if you're trying to put something somewhere where it doesn't go, it just won't fit. Like, it won't physically plug in. So it's sort of idiot proof. You only want to play FS19 in American Truck Sim? Yeah, I mean, American Truck Sim is, what's today, the 9th? I believe it's on sale till today for like $4.99. Or it was. It's always on sale. You can get ATS for $5. It is PC only. Is it not? I think it is. All right, so we'll turn that off. Let's go see what's going on with the John Deere. Yeah, Truck Sim is PC only. I'm like 99% sure. I don't think it's console. But yeah, depending on what kind of titles you want to play, you don't need to spend a ton on a PC. Jump over that. Jump over that. What's the difference between your Truck Sim? What's the difference between ATS and ETS? I mean, the biggest difference I would say is the location, but the equipment is different. The cargoes are different. It's mostly the scenery that's different. And we just got these two. Oh, let me get out of the hedge here. Yeah, mostly the scenery and the trucks. All right, I'm not entirely clear on why. Like what what sort of methodology the hired worker used as far as the rows that it drove here, but so it goes. As long as we can get most of this done, we should be okay. Maybe. There he goes. There he goes. How much was my setup? Oh, probably... Are you talking for everything or just for the PC? Because, I mean, everything is like multiple monitors, tablets, TrackIR, bunch of input devices. Or do you just mean for the PC itself? Hop over there. Everything was probably, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000. All right, it's right in here. Oh, this game, it does have its moments, you know. I mean, we're really smooth right here, no chug. Frame rate is nice and crisp. Beautiful. I do have a wheel. I have an extremely crowded desk. I need to do something about it. And I really don't know what to do about it because my desk is... I've got obviously a wheel mounted in the center of my desk, and then my gaming keyboard is behind that. So if I want to type anything, I have to like reach over the wheel. But I've also got multiple microphones, flight stick, side panel. I've got all kinds of stuff. My desk is way too crowded. All right, so we'll fire this up. Unfold that. Unfold that. Come right back here. And we are dropping swath. Yep. So we'll turn this on. And drop. Pull forward a little bit. And then drop this one. Waiting for a Chellington on console. I hope they're able to get that sorted out. I don't know. Was what a DLC pack? What part? I don't know if Chellington is going to make its way to console. It sounds like there is some space between Giants and Oxygen David at the moment, and it's unknown if that will get worked out. The mowers are part of the Cavernaland pack, which is a DLC. I'm just happy to have swathing mowers in game because I don't necessarily want to use the Big M. I think that's overkill, but that extra step of raking can be... DJ Go Ham. Not familiar. Not familiar with that artist. Have not seen them. All right, right around there. Yeah, I think swathing mowers are they're right in between. All right, so we'll lift that one. Lift those. Fold those, and then park this up right over here somewhere. He went and put the map elsewhere. Oh, I get, because Oxy put it on Simply Safe. Not likely the Giants. Yeah, I think, I don't know, man. I feel like he may have overplayed his hand. Burned some bridges, as they say. I don't know if they're going to be able to. I mean, I'm sure in the future, if he produces other content, he could reach out to Giants. I don't think he's completely soured the relationship. But, yeah, I think it's unlikely that Chellington will be back on the Mod Hub and therefore will not be on console. It's on Simply Safe for sure. And I guess there's a new... Yeah, there's a new FS UK. There's a new version of FS UK. And it may be on there as well. Hop over here. I think we can pull our loading wagon with the Klaus. Can we not? We're at 130 horsepower. This field is relatively flat. If I can find it. 130 horsepower. Perfect. Where can you find the stream for American Truck Sim tomorrow? It'll be here. It'll be right here. If you've got notifications on, you will get notified. And I also always post on Discord. I always post a link on Discord as soon as I start streaming. So if you've got notifications on for either all of Discord or just for the ATS ETS channel on my Discord, you'll get a notification when I post that as well. If you've got your notifications set up that way. But yeah, that's why I try to go at 1 p.m. every day, just so people that are, you know, if you want to know what time I'm streaming, it's going to be exactly the same time every day. Right through here. Yeah, I'm really liking this map. I want to say it's a little map. It's got that sort of small UK style feel to it, but the fields are really, really big. I was looking at, let me open it right now. I was looking at the field right across from the entrance to the farm that we're on now. So that would be field 1. And if you look, like, from one angle, field 1 is nearly as big as every other field that we have combined. Minus the grass fields. It's really, really big. I want to get it, but it's like 600,000, I think. Let us know where you live and your internet can't handle it. Is your internet copper or fiber? Fire, man. What is going on with my brain lately? Is it copper or fiber all the way to your house, or are there any like wireless points in between? Okay. Because I know, like, there's some neighborhoods in California where there are sort of, I don't know, gaps that they can't cover with copper or fiber. So there'll be like a high-powered wireless to move the signal from one place to another, and those can be impacted by weather. But other than that, unless everybody's just home with, like, Netflix and their sweetie, you know what I'm saying? It's not the snow itself that's causing the problem. It's everybody streaming those Netflix romantic comedies while they drink a bottle of wine. And I think, yeah, we took one entire grass field to the cows before, and that was about half of the trough. So I think this will all fit in there. I think it will. And how are we doing on time? 91 minutes. Perfect, because I did want to get to that Clover field and get that done as well. Right down here. Close that. So at the moment, I do have 17 uninstalled. And I'm really, I would say, conflicted about where I'm going with 17, because I feel like the only map that I really want to play on 17 is the Western Shore. I was thinking about Selby Farm Estates, which is a Lancy Boy map for 17. I don't think it ever got converted over to Seasons. So if we played it, it would be without Seasons, but I'm sort of doing that anyway. But I think I'm trying to figure out like whether I want to play 17 at all. So if we're going to stay with 19 exclusively, we might want to bring in another map at some point. And I was thinking it would make sense if it was a German map, because we spend almost all of our time on UK style maps. So I've had a couple good German maps pointed out to me, and I think we may try one of those. If not in February, maybe early March, we can get one of those going, just to mix it up a little bit. I'm really, really careful of burning out on games. And I feel like after what happened with the Western Shore, I need to be even more careful. Yeah, that's a possibility. Was Lone Oak ever converted over to 19? Because I think at the moment that's my favorite American map that I've been on. But I don't know if it got converted. I can take a look. And I don't know if this is base game physics or VCA, but I feel like the tractors have a real nice weight going uphill. I feel like they're really, you know, just the way that they slow down and just the feeling you get of weight and momentum. Really liking that. Okay, so this will be, all right. I hope we don't have more than 90,000 from this field. All right, so that's full. Lone Oak is available. Okay, I mean, we could do that. I think that is, I mean, it's certainly pretty. It's a really good looking map. And it's, oh, careful. And it does have some great big square fields, so we could do some American industrial style farming with like 500 horsepower tractors. Okay, let's think about that. We could do Lone Oak instead of a German map. All right. And what was the other one? You know, I really liked Holzer Map when I started it on 19. And I want to say it's on like 1.2, 1.3. It's been tweaked and tuned a few times. But Holzer Map is a really, really good map. And again, if we were playing it without seasons, I think it wouldn't feel quite so restrictive. And also from the first time that we were trying to feed our cows, I did discover that all of the triggers are on the other side of the trough. So if you go in on the front, it's really tricky to find them. But if you come in on this little pass through right here, triggers are way easier to find. All right, and if we go here, that takes us to 112, 116. Yeah, it'll be tight, but you know what? If we have any extra, we can, I don't know, I guess we can just bale it up as silage. So nothing will go to waste. I don't think we need to worry about that. And I would like to take a look before the end of the episode, because we've got some, carefully, because we've got some slurry and some manure building up, and we'll be able to use that as fertilizer. I want to take a look and see if anything is available in either the Cavernaland pack or the Alpine pack, as far as a nice DLC spreader. All right, so we'll get the rest of this. We'll get the rest of this row up, just so it's out of the way, and we can make our turns. And what's the easiest way to do this? Just flip around this way. There we go. And it does seem like we're only putting down one layer of fertilizer on everything. So if we fertilize before we seed, or before the grass grows, then it's like after the grass does grow, we don't have to apply that second layer. I'm just wondering if that's something that's been edited in precision farming, if it's a little different than it was on the day they released it. Because I remember when they first released it, you had to fertilize twice. But we're not really doing that anymore. Unknown. I don't know what the difference is, or if there's any difference at all. All right, so we'll close that, get it out of the way. Hop back in here. Get back to work. And I think with the four-wheel steering, we can just right up here, and then just turn and go right across the top. I'm not going to mess with 3-point turns. Let's just do it this way. Could have maybe gone... Oh, why is that so different? What? What is that dark green grass back there? Could have maybe gone 2 headlands and left a little bit more room to turn, but I think with the 4-wheel steering, we're okay. And this field is relatively small. We're just going to make a few passes. And then from here, I mean... oh, I think our wheat is ready too. I just noticed in front of us there. I think our wheat field's done. So, let me see. Down here... I was going to go down and do the Clover silage next because I wanted to get to that this stream. But our other field is like literally right there. And it looks like it's going to be cloudy for a while, but then the sun's going to come out. So I think we can keep working on our mowing. We don't need to necessarily hop on the baler next. So what we'll do is we'll finish up this field. Then we'll mow the one next to it. Not swathing, because that's going to be our hay field, right? So we want that spread out. And then we'll drive down and mow the clover field, then drop the mowers off, and I guess grab the tedder, bring it down here. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try to figure out what to do next, but I'm at the moment I'm not. I don't know what the most efficient thing to do would be. Also, I assume that this is just wet grass that we have right now, but it seems like it's a little bit lighter. I hope we didn't just make hay. I don't think we did. All right, so stop right here. Open this. And head up to that next field. This is the one I can never find the entrance. And it's right here. Beautiful. So if we unfold this, and we want swathing off. So that is wide spreading. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, I think this one, then the clover. Drop the mowers, grab the tedder, and make our way back up here. I don't see... Yeah, John Deere's done working, so we got most of that field done. I'll do the rest off camera. And we're going to have to put, I think, one of those big fields across the highway, I think we're going to have to put sugar beets in there. I don't necessarily want to, but we need them for the cows. Plus, I think it'll be fun to play with some of the sugar beet equipment, because I never mess with sugar beets. It's just not my thing. So it'll be fun to play with some of that equipment that I never get to use. Like so. Yeah, I don't know what that darker green grass is. It's kind of tripping me out. Right through here. I know there's so many different fruit types that got added for Maize Plus. I don't know if it's one of those or if it's just, I don't know. I don't want to say bugged out, but you know what I mean? Something that's not doing what it's supposed to. And it's got that weird, like, hyper dark green texture. Unknown. Yeah, I agree, Ernie. It's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not down on seasons. It's just it's a different game without it. I mean, maybe from 15 to 17 and then through 17, maybe we needed seasons more. You know, it's the same way we needed pro mods before the map was as big as it got. Had some problems mowing grass with Maize Plus. Yeah, I mean, it's a mod. And whoa, really clip it through the hedge. It is a mod, so it's not, you know, it's not going to be perfect. But that's what patches are for. And I've noticed that, like, anytime I go to the update screen, interesting. Anytime I go to the update screen, it seems like the mods are being updated more often than they have been in the past. I don't know if that's because of precision farming or if it's just sort of a coincidence and, you know, my own confirmation bias, but it seems like the mods are, the modders are being maybe more attentive to them. So could be that that's just a little something odd. Front mower was putting down that dark green grass and the butterfly was putting down normal grass. Okay. I mean, I don't think these, it's like they're called mower conditioners, but I don't think that really does anything in game. I don't think there really is like a conditioning feature that can be applied to grass. I did see, there's a chemical for Maize Plus that you can put in one of your silage, but I don't know where to introduce it. Like, I don't know how it gets into the silage. Ah, okay. The conditioner does do something in game now. Interesting. So turn that off. Fold that. Fold that. If you mow with conditioner. I mean, I love the idea of Maize Plus, but I'm really like, there's a lot to figure out, man. Okay. So mowers cut grass. Does it mention anywhere? Ah, okay. So this is the mower conditioner. So are these part of, I'm guessing these are part of Maize Plus? These three right here, because I don't think I'm running these three mowers as a mod. So is it Maize Plus that's... yeah, it would have to be, because down below it says this means that the mown is immediately dried. Okay. All right. But I don't know if that's a part of the Cavernaland kit. There's a lot to figure out, man. All right, so if we go here, where is it? If I can find it. This stuff right here, where it's used to reduce the secondary fermentation, it is added directly to the mill. What mill? What mill? Normal mower puts down wet grass, and a mower conditioner puts down normal grass. Oh, okay. It's all in Maize Plus. Okay, copy that. I don't know where this Lupersil stuff, I don't know where to put this in unless, hang on, unless it is, there are loading wagons that are modded now. Where would we introduce this? Do we spray it on fields? There's a couple different grass types. That's why it's dark patch. Okay, it hasn't dried yet. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'd like to figure out where to put this stuff, like where to apply this stuff. I have no idea because it doesn't look like it goes in any of the loaders, any of the loading wagons. It doesn't look like, where else could it go? We could spray it. I don't see it as a fill type for any of these. Spray it out of one of these. Yep. And I'm trying to think what else could apply it. I mean, can it be injected like as a fertilizer? Don't see it there. Yeah, I don't know how that stuff is used. That we were photos. Ooh, moment. Okay. Not seeing it there. Not seeing it there. The bale wrapper wraps the bales of all grasses in foil. No. Feed mixer. Yep. Let's take a look. That would be animals. No, I don't see it there. I'll have to take a look on Reddit. I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I have not been able to figure out where the Lupersil is like introduced into the crop. The corn mill. Okay. And where is the corn mill? Is that this thing? Or if we go here, yeah, we can look it up this way. Maize plus CCM extension. Placeables. We'll track it down. So that would be miscellaneous. Silos? Nope. Nope. Well, all that's left is animal pens. Okay, no worries, Fried. I'll track it down on Reddit and figure out where it goes. I really am curious about it. And it's one of those things where I don't know how much it matters, right? Like, I don't know if it's an absolute must-have if you want to be profitable. Let's try to get back on our side of the road here. Or if it's like silage additive in 17, and I think maybe in 19, there's some loading wagons you can add the silage additive to, but nobody's ever really been able to explain to me what it does or whether you need it. Okay, so we want, and I think our canola is up too. All right, so next episode we need to harvest wheat and make, and you know what, we'll leave the baler down that way. Because if we harvest that little wheat field, 120 I think, down at the far side of the map, if we harvest that little wheat field, we want to make a straw row and bale that up. So we'll leave the baler down that way and save a trip. All right. right, here's our Clover, ready to go. So we'll pull this in here, park it right there, run back to the class. Man, and this is just one corner of the map, one like really tiny little corner of the map, and we are already running all over. If we get other fields going in other parts of the map, we are going to be running ourselves ragged. I think you need it to make corn, and as far as I know, you make corn in a silo somewhere on the map. Corn mill, CCM mill is in farm buildings category. Farm buildings. Farmhouses? So silos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a look. I feel like I've looked in every category and I just can't find any place where the icon is present. But it could be that it's just as simple as like the icon isn't present, but you use it in this building or this equipment or whatever. We'll figure it out. It seems like a well enough thought out mod. It seems unlikely to me that there would be some kind of like, you know what I mean? Some kind of glaring problem with it that the modders just never addressed. Might be built into the map. Yeah. And if that's the case, then we would just take the pallet and like dump it directly into the silo. It's not a pallet. It's more like an IBC, but you know what I mean? We would just hold it over the grate and drain it there. And that would mean that it is now in the corn. Well, this map is definitely Maize Plus prepared. So if it is something that the map maker adds, then I'd say it's already in there. All right, here we go. So we'll get all this taken down to the cows, and then I think we'll drop the loading wagon. How are we doing on time? Just about 2 hours. I think we'll drop the loading wagon. We'll go mow the clover. Then we'll bale the clover. And I guess feed those directly to the cows right now. I mean, they need them. They're not starving, but I mean, they can take it in the trough. So let's just go ahead and get that in there instead of storing it somewhere we don't need to. This row is so big, we're like falling to the left and right trying to drive on top of it. Yeah, same. I really don't do a lot of corn. I really don't mess with corn too often. And that's the whole reason I wasn't using Maize Plus when people told me about it, because I thought, well, it's corn, you know, it's not my thing. Now, if we get on a big American map, I think corn will be probably like our staple crop. If we wanted to play realistically, we would just grow corn and soybeans, right? I mean, there's some wheat in America, there's some cotton, but it's a lot of corn and soybean. Oh, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't picking up. It's because we're full. If you want updates, it is now officially on FS UK. Right on. I'm so glad that site came back. I think that's a nice group of people. If it's the same group of people, I think it's a nice group of people. I felt bad. I know when they took the site down, one of the things that they mentioned several times was bandwidth, that it was just getting expensive to host. So if they were able to find a workaround for that, good on them, man. I think that's nice. And I, you know, obviously I don't have any problem with German people or Polish people or whatever, but I felt like as many UK sim farmers as there are, you know, there wasn't necessarily a website or a mod hub or a home for UK style modders and UK sim farmers once the old FS UK went away. And I don't mind Forbidden Mods or Modding Veld or any of the others, but you know, it's different styles, different play styles, different types of mods. So I'm glad that site is back up and running. All right. Whole camera. All right, so we'll dump this here. There we go. I'll need to turn that back on. I've been seeing that jumping camera, not that jumping camera, but I've been seeing the sort of spontaneously jumping camera that I'm not able to get a handle on. I've been seeing that less since I have the camera mod disabled. And I have reinstalled the game, and it was happening before I uninstalled. And it's been happening since I reinstalled. And then I think Ernie said he's had it happen to him a couple times as well. So I think the next thing would be to delete my config input and see if that does anything. There's an update. Yeah, I'm on an older copy because I don't want to lose my save game. Oh no, I'm not. That's right. I did update, but then I took the is it the tip collision config? I copied an XML over, and it seemed to work. We were able to preserve our save game. So I don't know if it's yeah, is it the third one or the first one? Third one, first one, second one? You know what I mean. Has there been another update since the big one that he did a week or so ago? Oh, right on. Yeah, I was really reluctant to update because I didn't want to lose my save game. But then when I took a look in the notes, I guess it was mostly collisions that he had addressed. And if you copy that XML over, you're able to keep everything. So we are putting grass in here. I'm going to try to pick up this little dark strip of grass here just to see what that is. Interesting. Okay, it won't pick that up at all. Just drove right over it with the pickup down. Unknown. I don't know what that is. I mean, whatever it is, it's something that doesn't go in a loading wagon. So we'll take this down and dump it, and okay, so we've got, hang on, cruise control turned off. We've got a swathing mower, so we don't need a rake. So I think after we take this down and drop it off, then we can drop the loading wagon, grab the baler, and head over and work in that same field as the JCB. We'll get the clover wrapped up, baled up, bring it down and feed it to the cows. And I think that will be, yeah, we'll call it maybe 2.5 hours. So I think that'll be a good amount of work for the day. I can feed and throw lime on these fields. Feed? Is that the right word? Is that really the term that I should have used? I can fertilize and lime these grass fields off camera. Do a little cleanup work with the John Deere around the outside of field 2-8 with the plow. In the next episode, we can focus on wheat, canola, getting that harvested, and also getting sugar beets in that big field. Perfect. It's all coming together. And how are we doing on... not too bad. I feel like the milk and the slurry comes in just about the same amounts. It's like 6,000 per day at the moment. And because we're not running seasons, I think that'll stay pretty consistent. It's not like it goes up and down during the year as it does when you're running seasons. Where am I going? Back up over here. Get turned around. You know what? There's just a little bit of... It's just a little bit more grass. Let's go ahead and grab that and put it in here. Yeah, it really is more relaxed. I got pride problems, man. I really, really do. And I feel like, for me personally, I feel like once you sort of make yourself known as a realistic farmer, doing anything less than absolute maximum realism, it just made me feel like I was quitting or something. Like I was not playing the game properly, or that I was, I don't know, giving up or something. But this is, I have to say, this is a lot more fun. I don't really feel like I've given up very much. You know, it's a bit of a trade-off. But it does not feel grindy at all. It just feels fun. There's a little bit right across the top here. We can grab that. And then also streaming, like we talked about, I feel like it's just, you got to keep things moving, you know? It's, I mean, I know you're kind of an adult audience and you don't need like reggaeton horns and a lot of screaming and that sort of thing, but there does still need to be a little bit of, I don't know, energy. It's got to be something going on. And seasons, I think, is just, it's like that 1% too much. It just slows it down a little bit too much. And things get grindy and kind of boring. So this is perfect for me. I'm really, really enjoying this. Glad I tried it too. Because I would have kept playing with seasons and honestly felt a little bit trapped. You know, felt like I don't necessarily want this to be the way that I'm gaming. But because it's something I've locked myself into, I feel like it has to continue. And I'm going to drop this here because I don't think this is actually all going to fit in there right now. When you look at the volume for grass, it's just about full. So I don't think we could fit any more in there. And I keep saying we need sugar beets for the cows, but we don't, do we? Hang on, let me take a look here. We don't. They're for the, yeah, they're for the sheep. Sugar beet or carrot. And you know what? They don't need a whole lot. That whole trough down at the bottom holds 12,000. So maybe we don't want to put sugar beets in one of these big fields. Hang on. Moment, please. Maybe we don't want to put them in this big field because I was going to put them here in 28. Oh, look, the John Deere made like one pass on that little area at the top and they just quit. Oh, John Deere, what are we going to do with you? The corn is ready as well. Maybe we want to put sugar beets in like field 121 down on the end there. We don't need 80,000 liters of them. We need like 12 or 15,000 liters. Yeah, let's go sugar beets in field 121 or field 25 or something. I don't know what we'll put in 27 and 28, but I'll get those cleaned up off camera. And then next episode, we'll be ready to seed those. Okay, so we're going to grab the baler and head over to, what was it, field 120? And working with the JCB. And I want to say there's two. Yeah, we can take either one of these left turns. So we'll take the first one. Yeah, this is really different where I think when I started streaming, our wheat field, our cornfield, and our canola field were not yet ready. And just in the time that we've been working, they're all three ready to harvest. That little town there reminds me of, the old stream. Yeah, I want to say it's the old stream, but V1. I'm going to park this right here. If we can get it all the way off the road, let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's perfect. We're going to park this right here. They know me in this town. Let me do whatever I want. The old stream, BSM. The first version of it, before they put the big fields in, I have to say, I was a little disappointed when they did that. Because I really liked that map when it was just a very small, almost a UK style map, but German or French or whatever part of the world it was meant to be in. But I really like the little town. All right, so if we go here and we want, after we turn this on, we have to absolutely confirm. Yeah, we don't want wide spreading. We want, nope, swath dropping. Do I like hockey? Yeah, I do. I do actually. So we turn that on. Drop those. Here we go. So we are out over the edge of the field here, which is definitely meadow grass, but I'm hoping that this whole swath that we're dropping here is clover, and that having grass and clover mixed together isn't going to be like terribly problematic. I hope not. Favorite team? Penguins, of course. Yeah, Ernie, exactly. And it's not, I mean, and again, any way that you want to play the game is fine, as long as it works for you. But I do like the realism, and I do want to have like bigger sort of long-term goals or seasonal goals or money goals or something. I don't necessarily just want to like drive around playing with diggers. But at the same time, a big part of what makes the game fun is driving around playing with diggers. And I think it's possible to get too far away from that to the point where the game's not even fun anymore. All right, and I can see we do have a little bit of grass like mixed in there. I'm hoping that the way the loading wagon works, I'm sorry, the baler works, is that we don't end up with too many grass bales from this field. If we drive over the wrong pile at the wrong time, that it can throw the baler off. Now, I think it used to be in 17, I think it used to be, it was either the first thing that went into the baler or the last thing that went into it that determined what the bale was. But then somebody was telling me now it's like a 51% thing. It just depends on what most of the content of the bale is, and that determines it. What's my equipment? More specific, what do you mean? Tractors, we've got the John Deere 7, we've got this JCB 4200, and we've got the Kloss Arian. Oh hell yeah, man! I've been craving pizza for probably a week now, And I haven't been able to get any. It just hasn't worked out that way, but I could really use some pizza. Pizza and a very tangy IPA. Suit me down to the ground right now. All right, drop that. Drop that. Just made fresh pasta. Oh. I got another 2.5 hours till I can have dinner. It's springtime, so I'm hitting the gym super, super hard. And my diet is pretty restricted, so food is like sort of a fantasy for me right now. The idea of like eating whatever I want is not on the radar for the moment. And you have an IPA. Oh. Jealous. I've been having a lot of egg whites and spinach and chicken. KFC chicken. Oh. All right, so we'll hop back in here. Yeah, this is a nice looking little town. I like this area right through here. All right, so these are our first. Now we've got grass in here. Let's see what comes out of this thing when we drop our first bale. It will be wrapped. So we'll need to sort of be careful here as far as like knowing which bale is which. All right, so it is picking up and it is continuing to add to that. So I think this first bale that drops will be a grass bale, just a regular wet grass silage bale. And then everything after that will be clover. I hope. Clover windrow, beautiful. And I think it'll just wrap it automatically. We don't need to do anything. Okay, so we'll remember this one right under the tree here is our grass bale, and then everything else hopefully will be silage, will be clover. All right, nice gnarly save game freeze. Yeah, so there was a bit of grass there. It picked it up, but it didn't mess with what the bale was. So maybe it is a percentage. I don't know. I feel like I've personally seen sort of examples of both where, you know, it's the first thing you picked up with the bale or the last thing. But we seem to be making clover bales now, so. Haven't done clover yet? Yeah, it's my first time. There have been so many fruit types introduced with Maize Plus. It does feel balanced though. And I know a mod that big, something like Seasons, I never know how the modders are able to test it, right? Because if you send a mod like that out to dozens or hundreds of people, somebody's going to leak it. And then, right, that ruins it. But at the same time, I feel like if you just test it yourself, if you just make it yourself, then it's not necessarily going to have the balance that a lot of different playstyles are looking for. And then it's maybe not as popular as it could be. But this is really, I don't know, it just seems incredibly well balanced and well done. All right, drop that right there. Always heard its percentage? Yeah, I don't doubt it. I really do need to figure out what that dark grass on that other field was, because we weren't able to pick it up at all. Now, I will say, though, that with the loading wagon, I think maybe that's a little bit different. I think with the loading wagon, with that specifically, whatever it is that you put into it first, that's the only thing that it will hold until you empty it down to 0. So maybe if we went over there with this baler right now, well, we'll be over that way to bale up the hay So when we do head over there, maybe we can try to pick up that dark stuff and see if we can at least get it off the field. Yeah, I remember that, Ernie. The very last thing that you drove over determined what the bale was. And I would say the only advantage to that was if you were working in a grass field, even if you started with a baler that was almost all full of hay, by the time you got to the end of it, what came out was a grass bale. And so when you went to gather them up, it was a little bit simpler. And this little Arian, 130 horsepower is what we've been using for horsepower on a lot of the recent maps that we've played. Been trying to keep it under 200. On this map, we want sort of bigger horsepower, but our 130 horsepower tractor, we're still using it for a ton of activities. This little Arian is just putting in work. Yeah, we'll take a look. I think with the baler, because it combines everything that goes into it to form a bale, maybe you've got a little bit more latitude, but with the loading wagon, it's more sort of rigorous, maybe? Might not be the right word for it. All right, so we got a little bit of room to work now. Time, 2 hours, 16 minutes. Yep, perfect. So we will be able to get the rest of this field mowed. Get it baled up. We'll go down and grab the trailer, which doesn't have anything on it. Bring it back up here. Gather up the Clover silage and take it down to the cows. And now this will keep growing, right? This is like grass. We don't need to do anything with it other than fertilize it and unfold that and unfold that. We just need to keep it fertilized and keep lime on it, and it'll keep growing, right? Got that now. Turn those on and drop. Here we go. As we begin making money, I'd like to buy the little field next to this one, and we'll put that in with Clover as well. And then we'll continue doing as we have with the grass fields. Just going to leave these down as we make our turn here. As we've been doing with the grass fields, we'll use one for silage, one for hay, one for grass, and try to keep the animals fed. I'm really glad I checked the sheep. I would have planted like 100,000 plus liters of sugar beets, and we really don't need that many, so we'll just do that small field that has wheat in it now. So yeah, next episode we'll bring in wheat and canola, and we'll get started planting field 2.8, and we'll continue plowing and prepping field 2.7. And then at some point, I mean, hopefully we have a big crop sale and can make enough money that we can buy another field. And I don't know which one I want it to be. There's a couple little ones that we can get for 30 and 40,000, but as far as the first field that we buy for like $500,000, I guess field 1, because it's so close, right? It's just outside our front gate. So it's very practical. Maybe we'll just get field 1, save up our money and get field 1 when we can. The outer border grass? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It could be the difference between meadow grass and crop grass. There's so many different kinds of grass in Maize Plus. I've counted at least like 8. Oh, there's speaking of grass, we just ran one of the mowers around the verge on this field and got a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of different grass. All right, so we'll lift that, lift those, make a big turn here. Drop those. And that's our clover field done. Okay. Park this up right here. We'll leave it running because it's been working pretty hard. Mower conditioner freaked out. I don't know if the Cavernaland has that conditioner function built in. I'm not using the modded mowers, so it's these, I think. If you go all the way over. So we've got the Cavernaland right now. We've got this set right here. But if you continue going over, I think these three come with Maze Plus. And I'm not running any of those, so I don't know. I mean, unless it's included in these as well. Oh, right, because that's the meadow grass rather than crop grass. So maybe it never dries that, and it can only ever be wet grass. All right. And it was the bale right under the tree. Although, I guess there's no reason we couldn't give the cows another grass silage bale. So we'll see. We'll see how many bales fit on the trailer when we come up here to get everything loaded up. Not a problem either way. I don't know if there is one fried. I mean, it could be. Right? Because it's a DLC. Like more realistic applies to every base game vehicle and every DLC. So maybe Maze Plus just sort of automatically. I don't know. I'll take a look. Right back up here. And there is something so there's something that's not quite ASMR. I don't know what it is, but there is something so satisfying about finishing a field completely. Like every bit of it is mowed, right? Every bit of it is baled, and then you grab the trailer and you gather up all your bales. There's something so satisfying about pulling out of a field after you have extracted like every single bit of crop from it. I think that's one of the best parts of this game. I think so, Ernie. I'm really pleased with the equipment. I think it's got a great level of detail. The models are done really well. Dynamic hose. I like the animations. Everything opens and closes very slowly, so it's got a nice feeling of size and weight to it. Yeah, for the rough start that this game had, credit where credit is due. I feel like Giants has really brought it around. And, I mean, for me personally, as a person who was very disappointed with the game and had it uninstalled for over a year, to be back in it and enjoying it as much as I am, you know, props to Giants. Because ultimately, I think they want everybody to like their game, both for, like, pride reasons. If you make something, you want people to like it, and also for practical reasons. They want people to buy it. They want people to say good things about it to their friends so other people buy it. Yeah, they have absolutely brought me back around. And, you know, I don't want to get dogmatic and be one of those people that says, you know, well, I only play 17. You know, I don't want to be that type of purist. I just want to play the game that works for me. And when 19 was sort of broken, you know, still a work in progress, 17 was what worked for me. But I feel like as my playstyle is evolving, at the moment, 19 is what works for me. And I don't think we're going to be able to fill this thing one more time. Maybe. No, we won't. It'll be close, but we won't quite be able to fill it. But we'll fill it with hay bales when we're down that way. All right, so we're going to drop this. And then I think we can lift and fold. And we can just leave this right here. No, there's no reason to leave this here because we're done with this field. Let's take this back to where we're going to make hay because we will be baling that up. And that's also sort of where our flatbed is. So we'll grab that, bring it up here, grab these silage bales, take them down to the cows, and then we'll call it. Perfect. Yeah, I'm feeling like Maize Plus is like Seasons Light. And I think someone else may have said that first. So if you did, I'm borrowing your quote. But Maize Plus feels like Seasons without the commitment. It adds some bulk to the game. But it's not the same level of grind or possible grind. And I feel like I'm just not in the mood to grind games right now. Any games. I feel like maybe X-Plane and iRacing are my grind titles, and I want everything else to just be fun. Right, so it's not this turn. It's the next turn. And that is... Typically, that's like my benchmark for when I'm getting to know a map, is when I can find my way around just by counting lefts and rights. Alright, so there's that. Now we do need to... We need to run a tether over that entire field. So I'm going to drop this down here in this field that is now empty. So we don't need to be moving things around to accommodate the tether. So we'll pull this right in here. Just realized you had night school tonight and completely forgot. It is Tuesday. Is that something you're doing remotely, Fried, or are you going to campus? I know I just blasted through that gate without looking, but this lane right here, there's no traffic on it. So right through here, right between these two. Oh, okay. I mean, can you get there, or did you miss it completely? Okay. That's hooked up. And I think the fastest way to get there is back this way. It's so frustrating that sometimes everything, like right now, we're absolutely rock solid, 60 FPS, smooth, no stutter, no chug, everything is perfect. And then we'll make a turn and we will start to get that chug again. And I don't necessarily know what causes it, but I would love it if I could get rid of it. Right through there and right through there. Beautiful. Missed it completely. Teacher is super lovely. She won't mind. Right on. And we want this one. So we want to pick up every bale but the silage bale. Now I guess we can pick up everything. Okay, over there. Okay, over there. Yeah, let's just pick up all these bales because I think there's enough room in the trough that it will accept that silage bale as well. And then that way at least we have it up out of the field. Am I looking toward the yard? No, it's sort of random, which is also frustrating because I can't quite pin it down. We want transport, we want operating. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab this silage bale. Ernie, I can't really, I can't pin down anything consistent about it. And I have tried some different graphics settings, not just on Chellington, but in general with 19. And it's one of those things. WRC8 is the same way. If you've got the graphics turned up, you will get some occasional chug. But turning them down doesn't fix it. It just makes the game look worse. Flight Simulator is the same way. Flight Simulator 20. Adjusting the settings doesn't really give you any performance bump. It just makes the game look worse. All right, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see. Are these all going to fit on here? No, we're going to miss one. I think we'll be able to fit all but one. Okay, no problem. I will either grab that with the telehandler or, I don't know, something. Oh, wait. Are we going to be over by one or under by one? Oh, fantastic. We're going to be under by one. I thought we had one extra bale, but we've got one extra space on the trailer. Perfect. There's that OCD feeling. Clearing every single thing out of a field. Love it. So yeah, this little one right here, I think we're going to plant either clover or alfalfa in that as well. And it is 30 grand, 40 grand. It's not terribly expensive. It is 57. All right, so neither. And from here, we'll go to the right. Directly in front of this car. Whoa. Mount the curb. Oh, I'm trying to read the chat and I'm driving off the road here. That one bale missing would drive me nuts if I was following that trailer. Yeah, I know it. I know. I have a thing that I do where when I look at a word, and I've been doing it for years, when I look at a word, I either divide it into 2 equal amounts of letters, or if it's an odd number, I take note of the center letter and then the equal number of letters on either side of the center letter. And it's like kinesthesia. It's like it either works for me or it doesn't. So I'll look at a word and say it's got like 7 letters. So the 4th letter is the center letter, and then it's got 3 on each side. And I'll just look at the combination and be like, yeah, no, I don't like that at all. It's not the word itself. It has no significance as far as the meaning of the word. It's just something that my brain does kind of automatically now. And it's funny. It's not that big a deal. But to just see things and be like, yeah, no, I don't care for that at all. I don't like that. For absolutely no reason. All right, so we want now, we want to go to unload bales. And then I think if we do it again, they are unloaded. I think they may be. Let's drive down here and see. So we want transport. Unload bales here. That's what we want. Okay. And finally, somebody turned the straps 90 degrees so they load that way. I do prefer it. All right, so we're going to stop right here. We're going to take a look at our totals and see where we're at for the cows. So this is going to be fermented clover. So this is going to be the center, I'm sorry, not the center category, the second one from the bottom. And then there's one silage bale in there. So let's see how we do. And I think it'll just take these right off the trailer. I hope it does. Certainly does. And it takes everything. How we do? Beautiful. Beautiful. And we've got plenty of silage now down beside the lane. So if we did want to top off fermented grass, silage, and get that into the green as well, we could certainly do that. I won't do that right now, but we could do that. I'm going to try to get this thing straightened out. Right back this way. Right about like so. And then we'll pull it forward. Parking in the yard, close the gate, and we'll call it. All right, so this was another productive session. I feel like we got quite a bit done. We're getting out in front of the animal food. That's super important to me, that we have enough put aside that we're no longer worried about what kind of money we have in the bank to buy food with, because we don't have to buy it at all. So that's nice. And I feel like the next time we harvest grass from that big field, we can just put it directly in the pit, which is, we can either put it in this one, which is very convenient to that field, or we can drive it all the way up to, yeah, that's a pit. We can drive it all the way up to the BGA, put it in that pit, and then use the telehandler and course play. Did we figure out if food still lasts 3 days? Ernie, I have no idea. I think because 3 days doesn't really matter anymore. Once you turn seasons off, you can speed up time, turn crop growth off. I feel like 3 days isn't 3 days anymore, so I don't know specifically. So yeah, we got a ton done. And mostly we got the animals. I know the animals aren't going to starve, so that is a big relief. So next episode, we'll work on field, let me see. I'll finish field 2.8 off camera as far as plowing goes. We'll get a crop into that next episode. We will prep field 2.7 next episode. I need to get fertilizer and lime on field 120, 36, 34, and 35. And we'll also harvest wheat from field 121 and put up some straw bales. And we'll harvest canola from field 2.5 and probably just put that in the silo, because I don't think there'll be a big yield. And we don't really need the money at the moment. We've got room on the loan. And we got all this corn here too. I don't know what we're going to do with this. Yeah, I think so, Ernie. I think if we haul it all the way up there, then we can put the telehandler on course play and have it just unload it all while we're doing other things. So this corn right here in field 2.9, I think we can give this directly to the cows. Can we not? Maybe. I thought we could. What did we plant corn for? Maize silage. That's it. Top category. Maize silage. That's why we planted it. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, everybody. Mateo, we're going to do Truck Sim tomorrow, ETS tomorrow, and then... I'm sorry, I reversed it earlier. We're going to do Truck Sim tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll do Chellington again on Thursday. And then Friday we'll fly X-Plane. There you go. Right on, Fred. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. You're a great audience. Thanks for doing this with me. It's a ton of fun. Thanks, everybody. Good night.